We welcome you to Darien High School here on this campus for a boys varsity lacrosse matchup between the Darien Blue Wave and the Greenwich Cardinals. A pleasant good afternoon, everybody. I'm Braden Shank, joined alongside me not only a DAF Media legend, a Darien boys lacrosse legend, class of 2020, John Reynolds.
Thank you.
And John, we got an exciting game. Blue Wave, the Cardinals. This matchup was supposed to happen last month, but due to Greenwich getting quarantined to start the season, they moved it back to the state. What do you think we're going to expect today?
Well, it is a rainy day here at the stadium at Darien High School, but I think with the momentum that the varsity team has from this tight Brunswick game from the weekend, I think that they're eager and ready to take on the Cardinals here today.
We are underway in this one. Darien wins the opening face-off. Darien comes into today with a 6-1 record. That one loss coming to Brunswick. Their most recent win beating Fairfield Ward yesterday here at Darien High School. As for the Greenwich Cardinals, coming into today with a 4-2 record, playing the Blue Wave for the first time this year. Greenwich with possession of the ball. Jack Cook, one of the senior captains, with it. Gets it over to Montesi.
Jeremiah Stafford, number 55.
Stafford, as you mentioned, him, the long stick midfielder for the Blue Wave, heading off to Air Force in 2 falls from now, just a junior. For goalies tonight, in net for Darien will be the senior Andy Demopoulos. As for Greenwich, it will be Charlie Zola, the junior. Greenwich so far controlling the ball. A bad pass there. Some action near center field. And they're going to call an over-the-back foul, giving the ball to Darien. Now one of the big scorers for the Blue Wave, Matthew Minikis with the ball. Already 15 goals on the season. And some action from the Blue Wave. Connor O'Malley with it. Makes a move on his defender up front, and that's in! Matthew Minikis opens the scoring in this one. A beautiful pass from Connor O'Malley puts the Blue Wave up 1-0. John, what did you see on that one?
You know, it's a classic example of, the Minikis family here. They are, Matthew's had an amazing season. He is off to, is it Loyola, I believe?
Loyola,
Maryland next year. As just a junior, being committed very early on. This is his 2nd year on varsity and also plays football in the fall.
Up front there, a big check. No call, some action in front of that net. And it looks like Darien doesn't have possession. Greenwich has it. Warwick pass over to the long stick of O'Malley.
Good hustle here from the offense.
Both teams really doing a good job moving the ball around as that one's knocked away.
See, that's the hustle that Darien brings. When you get that possession right there from a clear, that's very integral to the game.
Darien will now come on offense. Corny gets it over to Minikis. Now some more ball movement from the Wave.
Jameson Moore.
Pass up front. Lost there by Matthias. That's Holt Matthias, one of the senior captains for the Blue Wave. Played in the first game, missed some time, got back yesterday for the Ward game. And now it will be Greenwich coming down in the attacking zone. Gets it over to Montesi. Coming down that wing. Making his way to the
Stafford with the good defense.
Pillock with it.
You will notice we are missing Sam Erickson today as he has an injured shoulder, and in his replacement on close defense is Mac McGarren, number 23.
McGarren, just a sophomore, but getting the start for Coach Braymeyer in this one. Nice move there. Trying to get a shot off, and he does. Is James Pillock. That will go out of bounds, but stay with the Cardinals. Pillock, an attacker midfielder, junior, takes the shot there. Now some more action. Up front, knocked away by Stafford, but Greenwich with it, the shot. That will go out of bounds. Will Montesi, the senior captain. And the Cardinals will once again get possession of the ball. Greenwich, after 2 rifle shots, keeps possession, and the shot there, saved by Demopoulos.
All's up.
Demopoulos gets that one. Great job by the experienced goalie to corral that one. And now Stafford's coming down the field. Over to Minikis. O'Malley trying to defend him behind the net. So it's 1-0 in this one. Darien scoring off the Matthew Minikis goal. And the pass there to Finn Picorni. One of 3 Picornis on this team this year. Finn, Steve, and I should say Steven and Brady, as that one goes out of play off the stick of Holt Mathias. Darien will bring it back in play. Matt Stein trying to make a move. And the shot rifles it. Nice save there from Zola in net.
The dive from Captain Jameson Moore.
And stoppage, and it looks
Darien possession.
Looks like that nice dive from Moore will give the Blue Wave possession of the ball. And the shot off of Zola's stick makes a save. Finn Picorni takes the shot. Couldn't find the net. Already 6 goals on this season for Finn Picorni. And Darien will keep with the ball.
Finn Picorni with an outstanding performance on at the Brunswick game with four goals.
Only one, or that was Brady Picorni.
Oh,
with
Brady
the 4.
Picorni, sorry about that.
Finn with the 1 goal.
Finn with the 1, yep.
And the nice move, the shot, that is in. Connor O'Malley, the senior, puts Darien up 2-0. A nice shot there from O'Malley.
Darien goal, Connor O'Malley.
Nice move, and O'Malley puts it in to put the Blue Wave up 2-0 in this one. O'Malley heading off to Washington and Lee in the fall to play football. Actually, he's playing football and lacrosse, I should say. He's talented at both sports. And the quick off the face-off, the shot hits off the pipe. And early in this one, Darien up 2-0 against the Greenwich Cardinals. Darien coming down with the ball. Christian Allegro, just a junior, will be captaining the football team in the fall. Takes the shot, saved by Zola. Nice stick save from Charlie Zola in net for the Cardinals. Now Greenwich is going to try to get something going, as they've taken a lot of shots, but they couldn't beat Andy Demopoulos in this one so far. And the shot there, that will go out of play.
Greenwich possession.
John, how important are these possessions here, especially around the goal in the attacking zone?
It is very important, as Coach Pete always mentioned in practices and games. That is what makes or breaks a game. You know, and we've seen already today from the attack, from the Darien attack, their hustle and effort to get these possessions. And already with this quick lead of 2 goals to 0, then that just shows you that's the little things that count.
Greenwich will once again get possession off of the shot.
Joe Caesar defending from behind.
2 nice moves. The shot.
Saved by Demopoulos.
And Darien will come away with it. So a nice pass, a nice move, and a nice shot from Greenwich. But still no goals in this one. Darien will bring the attack on the field. So they're going to look to add another one in this one. Ball finds its way to Matthew Minikis. Gets back over to Caesar. And the shot saved by Zola there.
Zola again.
Zola's being peppered so far tonight, making a lot of saves, and we're just a couple minutes in this one. Matthew Minikis back with the ball. Moving it behind the net. Coming from point X, the shot, and that's in. Matthew Minikis picks up his second in the game.
Goal, Matt Menikis.
Very similar style as his first one. Gives Darien a 3-0 lead. Minikis, the second highest goal scorer for this Blue Wave team, behind Brady Picorni, as he picks up his 17th in this one. I should say in this season.
Warwick and Comiskey on the faceoff.
Ty Comiskey wearing number 37 this afternoon. Not his normal 28. Not sure if we have a reasoning behind that. But Greenwich will have possession there. After the whistle, Greenwich coming down with the ball. Nice D by Picorni there.
Good ride by the attack.
Jack Cook with it. A lot of Darien defenders trying to knock it out of his stick, but he'll get it over to Will Montesi. Montesi entering the middle of the field here. So he's going to get it over to Millage. The move.
Good D by Jameson Moore.
Can't get the shot off there. Really nice D by the Princeton commit, Jameson Moore. Greenwich going to try again and try to break a shot off Andy Demopoulos. But this Darien defense once again knocking them out of a potential shot. And a nice hit there from Connor O'Malley. Of course, no shot clock in boys or girls lacrosse in the state of Connecticut, and I believe in most high schools around America. As Greenwich moving the ball well. The shot, more of a passing shot, will go out of bounds.
Greenwich possession from the wing.
Flynn Millage with the ball. Over to Wesley Zolan, a junior who also plays hockey for Greenwich. Greenwich on the attack. And that's going to be a turnover.
Good pressure from David Vanchik. Vanchik breaking up the field here for the clear.
Vanchik heading off to Villanova. Not this fall, but next fall. Another one of Darien's junior commits.
Oliver Bolton with the ball. Oliver this is his second year on varsity, first as a sophomore, and plays football, and also is committed to the Coast Guard Academy for his plans next year.
That shot will soar out of bounds. A lot of armed forces coming out of Darien. As you mentioned, Oliver Bolton heading off to the Coast Guard last year. Jackson Peters heading off to Navy. This year, I believe Sam Erickson going to Army West Point.
As well as Jeremiah Stafford going to Air Force.
Air Force.
Yep.
And the shot there, that's in. Matthew Minikis picks up his hat trick in this one. Still in the first quarter. Puts Darien up 4-0. And John, if you're this Greenwich team, what are you going to try to do to stop Minikis from continuing to get those shots and potentially putting up goals?
It's a hard thing to stop and beat, but you know, you got to focus on your defense, playing team defense. But Darien is you know, number 6 in the country for a reason. So, and as they've shown throughout the course of this year.
Darien, of course, nationally ranked, one of the best public schools in the state, if not the country. as Picorni gets the ball there. That game on Saturday against Brunswick, Brunswick being one of the top private schools in the state and one of the top in the nation. And Darien unfortunately couldn't pull away with the win as they fell 9-8 to the Bruins in overtime. And the shot there with some traffic will go out of bounds, and Matt Stein will pick it up for the Blue Wave. Allegro with it. Taking the shot. That will go just wide out of bounds for Christian Allegro.
Christian has grown very much as a player since I met him when he was a freshman and sophomore. He's grown physically and grown very much as a player, as we can see with his performance this past season.
Allegro, a star lacrosse player as well on the football field, pretty talented. He'll be joining Ivanchek as one of the three tri-football captains in the fall for Darien. And the shot there, nice save by Zola. The rebound for Stein. We'll get it back out. Huge opportunity there for Darien, but they will stay with the ball as this first quarter will roll on. Allegro once again with it. Takes the shot, and that's in. Christian Allegro with the nice shot. Finds a hole. Makes it 5-0 Darien. Nice move from Allegro.
Allegro reminds me very much of Colin Rupenstein from last year. One of my close friends off at Colgate. He just grew so much. Christian reminds me of him. He grew so much physically and as a player in his older years here on the Darien varsity team. It'll do him well over his course at Darien High School.
It's a good comparison there. Rupenstein, I believe, is over at Colgate.
Colgate,
if I'm
yep.
not mistaken.
Yep.
He was one of the DHS lacrosse greats. I believe he joined his fellow teammate Bruce Ferguson over there.
Yep,
Colgate.
as well as Michael Minikis.
Oh. The whole Minikis family very talented at football and lacrosse. And the shot there, saved by Demopoulos. And that will take us to the end of this first quarter. Darien up 5-0. You are watching the DAF Media Network, a joint venture between the Darien Athletic Foundation and the Darien Foundation. We'll be back for second quarter action.
We are DAF Media, Darien's hometown source for sports, arts, and entertainment, established in 2017. We Are Community, a volunteer-based organization that gives nearly 50 Darien High School students hands-on experience in video production. We Are Cutting Edge, a STEM initiative. Students use cameras, computers, sound equipment, and innovative software. We Are Live, streaming 120 events per year on our YouTube channel. We Are On the Stage. We Are At the Big Games. We Are On the Field. We Are In the Gym. We Are On the Move, live streaming not only in Darien, but throughout southwestern Connecticut and the tri-state area. We are making a difference. We are DAF Media.
We welcome you back to Stadium Field on the campus of Darien High School for the second quarter in this FCAC boys lacrosse matchup between Darien and Greenwich. Darien a very solid first quarter with 5 goals, 3 of which coming from Matthew Minikis, 1 from Connor O'Malley, and 1 from Christian Allegro. Braden Shank and John Reynolds with you. So glad you could be joining us on this Wednesday afternoon. A little rainy in Darien, but the skies have cleared up. And it's not a terrible day for some lacrosse today.
Greenwich with the possession behind. Ty Kaminsky with the face-off win there early.
Teams are also switching sides now on your screen. Darien will now be moving from right to left on your screen. Greenwich from left to right. Darien in their home white jerseys. As for Greenwich in their road reds. And Greenwich will get the ball into the attacking zone. That is Quinn Warwick with it. We'll roll it over to Montesi. Greenwich had a lot of shots in the first quarter, but just couldn't break Andy Demopoulos in net. And Demopoulos showing why he's one of the best goalies in the FCAC, if not the state.
Demopoulos with 22 saves in the Brunswick game on Saturday, holding it up here for Greenwich today with no goals let in yet.
That was Matthew Minikis with his 4th of the afternoon, and makes it a 6-0 Darien lead. Minikis, as we mentioned, going to Loyola, Maryland 2 falls from now, just a junior. And I believe that is his 19th of the season. He's catching up to Brady Picorni. If you're keeping score at home. Picorni with 20 on the season. Minikis just 1 shy of potentially taking over the team lead in goals. Kaminsky with another face-off win. Gets it over to Brady Picorni.
Darien requires the use of masks, so if you are in the stands, please put your mask on.
As you might have just heard there, the PSA from the PA announcer here at Darien, Mr. Sweeney. Also interesting to note, the attendance policy in Darien opened up. Now any student, any parent can come watch the games. It's truly open to anyone as long as they're willing to wear a mask, something that hasn't been seen in the fall or the winter or the early parts of the spring, where it was limited to just parents, and then the seniors had a week. As the shot there, that's in. Holt Mathias picks up a goal, his first in this one. Going to Georgetown in the fall, and the future Hoya puts in a goal.
Holt's coming off an injury, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
That is correct there.
Yep.
Holt played in the Brian McMahon win earlier this season, and then has been out ever since yesterday when he returned and put up 2 goals versus Fairfield Ward yesterday. That's his 6th of the season. He was also voted to the top 25 SEAC lacrosse players to watch this year, according to Game Time CT. He truly deserves it there. Very talented lacrosse player, as Greenwich wins the face-off there.
Darien with the high pressure.
Greenwich now coming down on the attack. The shot, and that is in. Will Montesi.
Matalios with the first goal.
Makes it 7-1 Greenwich, or 7-1 Darien. Our scoreboard view kind of blocked here.
Montesi, a senior captain for Greenwich High School.
Also plays football, and going to Army in the fall to play football. So he'll be joining Sam Erickson, not this year, but next year. Erickson taking the gap year at Taft next year. But a nice shot there. Puts Greenwich on the board. And a whistle will be called. And it looks like we're going to see a timeout in this one. Not exactly sure who called it.
Timeout on the field.
Timeout on the field. Darien up 7-1 in this one. I'm going to give a quick shout out to our production crew today. All student volunteers doing a terrific job in this one. Davis Depp, Connor Sini, Ian McCarthy, and Ben Wide Shoeless. Our advisor, Damian Andrew. Darien up 7-1. We'll be back after the timeout. We welcome you back to Darien High School as we're getting back underway after the timeout. Will Montesey with the goal from Greenwich. I think we might have mispronounced that, so any apologies there. But overall, it was a nice goal from the senior. Montesey with the ball now. 7-1, Darien leads as that one will be turned over to the Blue Wave as they will come on attack with Matthew Minikis passing it to Allegro. He takes the shot and with a deflection will go out of bounds.
Possession Darien with Holt Mathias at X.
Mathias bringing it in. Getting close to the cage, the shot just wide, and that will go out of bounds. Ball being called back in play. Matthew Minikis with it this time. Gets it over up front, and the flag will, all three flags from the officials thrown. I don't think I've ever seen that before, but the definite penalty there will give Darien the ball. Waiting the call.
Man up crew taking the field from Darien.
And it's going to be a holding penalty on Greenwich. Chris Cataldo giving Darien a man-up opportunity. And Jamison Moore will start it for Darien. Moore with the pass. Darien now is going to move the ball around, get that open opportunity. They are a man up. And an opportunity there. Going to get back out to Jamison. Finn Picorni. And trying to take a shot there was Matthew Minikis, and a nice stop by Zola. And he's now going to try to clear it.
Darien's still with the man up time.
That will go out of bounds, and Darien will get the ball.
All even now.
So I believe the man-up opportunity is over. And the shot, that will go out of bounds from Mathias. And Darien will once again stay on offense. Jamison Moore with it. Gets it over to Brady Picorni. Picorni with the shot, and that is in.
With the goal.
Falling to the ground is Brady Picorni as he puts in another one. As you mentioned, he had 4 on Saturday against Brunswick, and he has his first in this one, putting Darien up 8-1 against the Cardinals.
That goal looking very similar to his, I think it was his third on Brunswick, falling to the ground. Darien looking very quickly today, very quick to the ball. I think that's probably due to the max capacity and the close game with Brunswick. First season with last year lost. I think they're ready to prove themselves and keep Darien on top here.
Darien wins the face-off there. That game on Saturday, as you mentioned, Brunswick, that was only the second time these teams met. Darien 0-2 against the Bruins, but it was still a very good game from both sides. As Greenwich will get the ball. Darien and Greenwich met back in 2019 because they're FCAC opponents. They meet just about every year. Darien took that game 15-0 at Greenwich High School. So the Cardinals have one more goal in this meeting than they did 2 years ago. Demopoulos gets it. These teams were just a couple years removed. Back in 2017, they met in the Class L quarterfinals, where Darien won that matchup 17-6. They went on to beat Cheshire in the state final as flags are thrown.
Looked like a slash on Christian Allegro.
Darien does still have the ball, so the play has not been called dead yet. But there are flags on the field. Darien still moving the ball around. The shot, that is in. They're going to let it stand.
I mean, number 8, Joe Caesar.
Joe Caesar
Joe Caesar
with
the
his
goal.
first in this one. Caesar, his 8th on the season. I assume they will waive the penalty off, or will they still send him to the box?
Timeout on the field.
You're the lacrosse guy here, John.
Oh, I didn't hear you. What'd you say? Sorry.
So the penalty there, they calling that off, or are they going to still send him to the box?
I believe that they are going to probably waive it due to a goal being in between there.
Well, nonetheless, Joe Caesar
Joe Caesar with the goal.
with the goal. Beautiful goal. Makes it 9-1 Darien. Timeout by Greenwich. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
This broadcast is produced by DAF Media, a joint venture between the Darien Foundation and the Darien Athletic Foundation. The production is staffed by student and adult volunteers from the town of Darien and southwestern Connecticut.
We welcome you back to Stadium Field. And I believe, John, Greenwich will be a man
I will
down.
correct that one. Greenwich will be man down here at the face-off.
So we did see the flags right before the Joe Caesar goal. It's something we weren't really sure on the rule, but apparently the flag does still stand. Something that you don't really see in hockey or other penalty sports.
Greenwich with the possession.
About 6 minutes, 50 seconds left until the half.
This is where you got to get that ball due to Greenwich being man down here.
And after the violation, it will be
Be man up here for Darien.
Darien ball. Some ball movement from the wave. Finds its way to Minikis. Over to Picorni, back to Minikis. Thought about the shot, gets it over to Matthias. We'll pass it to Jameson Moore. And bad pass there.
Matt McGarren with the save.
And they're going to call McGarren stepping on the line, which will give Greenwich the ball. Of course, that's why McGarren's got the longer stick, as there's the shot. That's a goal for Greenwich. John Cataldo, the senior captain, gives Greenwich their second goal of the afternoon. John, also an ice hockey player,
John Cataldo.
scored 7 goals on Saturday against Richfield. Pick up his first this afternoon. And after a perfect first quarter from Andy Demopoulos, not a single goal against. He's given up 2 so far in this second quarter. But what are you going to expect? You can't be perfect in every game. As the face-off won by Comiskey. And a nice pass there from Matthias. And the goal is going to
Goal
count there.
credited Brady Picorni.
An unbelievable assist from Holt Matthias. One knee down, a pass to Picorni, and he puts the goal home for Darien's 10th this afternoon. Picorni now brings his goal total up to 22 on the season. And so far, really, him and Minikis have been the two big offensive producers for Darien. But there's been a lot of other aspects to this team that might not necessarily find their name in the goal column. Darien with another face-off win. There's something we talked about. Little Ty Kaminsky one of the best face-off guys in the FCAC. How important, John, is winning those face-offs?
Winning those face-offs is key. I think back to Tanner Strube in those when I was young at Darien High School. Those face-offs he had were key in some of those games.
Greenwich will get possession of the ball. Jack Cook. And almost intercepted. Darien once again playing tight D. And they will get possession. Mac McGarren using the long stick.
Passing it up to Joe Caesar with the clear.
Nice clear for the Wave. And now they will come down on the attack. Caesar with 1 goal in this one. Currently holds the ball. Passes it over to Holt Mathias.
Holt looking eager. Walking through with the goal.
Holt Mathias. Couple defenders crashing in on him, but he still finds it in the net. Darien's 11th goal in this one. Mathias's second this afternoon. And he truly is one of the best players on this Darien team, and really, I mean, really in the SEAC, he's one of the top players. He really can do it all.
Knowing Holt after his injury, he was probably very eager to get out here and show us that he's still the same Holt Mathias we knew.
Mathias, a senior this year, has played all 3 years on varsity. I assume would have been a star last year, but of course with COVID, they didn't have a season. As going for the stick check, and the shot is in. Connor O'Malley off of the face-off there. Gets it and puts in his second, extending the lead to 12-2, Darien. And this matchup is starting to move a little bit towards a blowout, as Darien now extends the lead to double digits. And we head back to the face-off circle with Ty Comiskey. Looks to take another one, as Quinn Warwick will be joining him. And still on the ground. Still rolling around. And it's looking like Greenwich will pick up that ground ball, as it's quickly intercepted. McGarren kicking it out of bounds, and it should stay with Greenwich. Still in this second quarter in this one, between the Darien Blue Wave and the Greenwich Cardinals. Greenwich moving the ball around. 2 goals this quarter. One from Will Montesi, the other from John Cataldo. Greenwich still with the ball. Pillock with it. Moving inside, we'll get it behind the net. It's actually lost. That one will go out of bounds. Off of the deflection the ref is calling, and it's going to stay with Greenwich. Greenwich now with the ball. Millage.
Jameson Moore playing excellent defense here with short stick D. Darien's defense missing some familiar faces here due to injuries. Matt Cavoli, Sam Erickson, and Callum McNear.
Pretty big weapons for the Blue Wave. And I'm not sure on the statuses of those injuries, but if they could be back for the FCAC and SEAC tournament, I have a feeling Darien will just add to their powerhouse status. And Demopolis will get it. It's also something to note. Just a couple weeks, the FCAC tournament will get underway. There's going to be a full FCAC tournament, just as it normally was back in 2019. And then for the first time in 2020/2021, we will see a SEAC tournament. as it's going to be a timeout. Darien up 12-2 in this one on the Greenwich Cardinals. Braden Shank and John Reynolds with you. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Most youth hockey players dream of one day playing in the NHL. For Darien native Spencer Knight, that dream recently became a reality. Knight, one of the top goalie prospects in the world, made his NHL debut April 20th for the Florida Panthers. He had 33 saves in a 5-1 win. Knight's dream began in the Darien Youth Hockey League, where he quickly established himself as a standout in net. For the past 2 seasons, Spencer has been the starting goalie for the Boston College Eagles. In January of 2021, Knight led the United States junior hockey team to a championship at Junior Worlds. DAF Media would like to congratulate Darien's own Spencer Knight on making his dream come true.
We're now taking a look at head coach Jeff Braymeyer for the Darien Blue Wave, entering his 38th season with Darien. John, you played for Coach B. How influential is he as a coach?
You know, he always said one thing that I would take away from Coach B is biggest life lesson I would say is he'd always tell us it's the 30-second battles. And, you know, I take that either if I'm playing sport or into everyday life, that you just got to focus at one thing at a time and get it done and do your best and try your, give it your all. So he is a legendary coach, and it was the biggest pleasure to play under him for all the years that I did.
Coach B, one of the, truly great coaches in the state of Connecticut, inducted in so many Hall of Fames, born and raised in Darien, a graduate of UConn. He's known as the godfather of Darien Lacrosse, if you will. And you look at the other sideline with Bobby Lutz entering his 6th season as Greenwich head coach. Darien up 12-2 in this one. You're watching the DAF Media Network, a joint venture between the Darien Athletic Foundation and the Darien Foundation. This is Varsity Boys Lacrosse. And going behind the back was Brady Picorni. Something he's done quite a lot this season. In that Brunswick game, had a nice floater behind the back that beat the Brunswick goalie. Something that could have been featured on SportsCenter. It was that great of a play. And Darien moving the ball around as that will go out of bounds.
Big Greenwich possession here.
Picorni, just a freshman, and he truly has got every skill a good lacrosse player could have. Of course, following in the footsteps of some great Picornis and Hudson, related to Finn and Stephen Picorni on this team.
Hudson being the captain my junior year, his senior year. Great kid. He, I believe he's off playing lacrosse at Washington and Lee.
I believe that's correct.
Who just beat my team, Gettysburg, down in Pennsylvania, so.
Flag is thrown there. So I assume you played with Picorni there. Is lacrosse truly in their blood in that Picorni family?
Well, apparently, didn't stop with Hudson, as Brady's killing it this year.
As the penalty will be called. It's looking like it will be a Greenwich man up after Mac McGarren will be going on the penalty. So Greenwich for the next minute will be man up in this one. As we mentioned, McGarren, kind of a makeshift starter here today. A couple injuries has forced him in the game, but he's definitely one of the future stars of this Blue Wave team next year, and of course his senior year 2 years from now. And the shot, and that's in. Quinn Warwick, the junior midfielder, gives Greenwich their 3rd goal.
Here with 23 seconds left.
12-3. Darien leads Warwick also scored on Saturday in their win against Richfield. Mainly a face-off specialist for this Greenwich team as he heads to the circle to meet Ty Kaminsky for another face-off, and he's the one picking up the goal for the Cardinals. And the shot off the face-off, and that is in.
Ty Kaminsky walking it down the field with the goal.
Comiskey with the goal.
Ty Kaminsky, the face-off specialist for this Wave team, wins the face-off, takes the shot, and puts it in. Just truly a beautiful play from Ty Kaminsky.
Always an exciting moment when a face-off guy walks it down the field and scores a goal.
Kaminsky, also one of the many lacrosse/football players on this Darien team, also scored yesterday versus Fairfield Ward. So he can extend his streak to 2 straight games with a goal. And I have a feeling that number could rise as these games keep rolling on. And the shot, nice save. A bouncer saved by Demopoulos. And that will take us to halftime in this one. Darien up 13-3 against Greenwich. John, what did you see from both sides in this one?
Both sides are giving a good effort, but it's, when you're playing Darien, it's a hard team to get past. They are giving it their all, and they're on kind of a hot streak here. They're eager to get out there after not having a season last year and tying it up with going into OT with Brunswick this last weekend. So Darien coming out with a very strong performance here in the first half.
Couldn't have said it better myself there. John Reynolds, DHS alum and Darien Lacrosse alum. Darien leads 13-3 in this one. We'll be back for the second half in this one.
Celebrating and supporting Darien athletes. That is the simple mission of the Darien Athletic Foundation. Broadcasting live from the field, DAF Media covers 125 games a year. All Darien teams, our youth, in our town, on our fields. Fields like the Center Oval and Upper Oval turfs, the JV softball field, and Stadium East, the longest turf in New England. All made possible by the Darien Athletic Foundation and its generous founders and donors. The Darien Athletic Foundation is not just committed to building our town's athletic infrastructure, it's improving the civic infrastructure for everyone to enjoy. The multimedia scoreboard, the snack bar pavilion, and the stadium lights, a $750,000 investment that makes Darien High School just the second school in Connecticut with LED lights. The Darien Athletic Foundation board is made up of local parents who know just how quickly it goes by. Its archives of more than 60,000 photos capture those precious moments of our young athletes as they strive to be their very best. The Darien Athletic Foundation has raised almost $9.5 million for our town and its kids, and it's not stopping there, as it continues to build a legacy for our youth as bright as their future, both on and off the field.
I'm proud of the work the Darien Foundation has done over the past 20 years. If you live here, our work has likely impacted you, your family, and your neighbors. Since our founding in 1998, we've provided more than $4.2 million in grants, which create opportunity for Darien's youth, support our town's safety and security services, and enhance the overall quality of life in Darien through collaboration with community organizations.
As a family that's relatively new to town and planning to make this our long-term home, I'm grateful to see my community and my family benefit from the Darien Foundation. When I learned that the edible gardens at the elementary schools, the generator at the Darien Library, and the playground by the Sound were all funded by the same organization, I raised my hand to get involved. I'm proud to support an organization whose impact I see every day in our schools and throughout our community.
So far this year, the Darien Foundation has awarded $138,000 in grants to enhance our community. In 2013, the Darien Community Association opened a 4-acre bird sanctuary thanks to a grant from the Darien Foundation. The serene wooded glade has attracted numerous birds, bees, and butterflies, as well as more than 200 school children and other visitors. This year, they added a new pondless waterfall, as well as more trees, plantings, signage, and benches. In 1976, the Darien Historical Society and Darien High School students built the Middlesex, an authentic replica of the 18th century whaleboats. These were used by local patriots in the Revolutionary War to fight the British Navy in Long Island Sound. The Darien Historical Society is restoring this artifact so that it can be part of Darien's upcoming 2020 bicentennial celebrations. The live turtle exhibit continues to be the most popular attraction for children at the Darien Nature Center, which welcomes over 16,000 visits annually. A new forest and pond ecosystem will allow visitors to engage with several species of turtle that will live together in a 50-square-foot habitat that resembles their natural home.
This has been such a special collaboration between the Darien Nature Center and the Darien Foundation, because not only have they provided generous funding to us, but we've been able to meet with members of the foundation and our staff and talk about what is going to make the very best exhibit for the town of Darien, and we've really added value to the process by doing that.
The vast majority of food distributed by Person to Person is donated from local suppliers and businesses. A group of dedicated volunteers drives the brand new cargo van on these daily rounds, which each year account for more than $100,000 in collected food. Person to Person also has an extensive youth program, offering many Darien High School and middle school students their first experiences at volunteering.
Thanks to the Darien Foundation, we have a beautiful new van. We're very excited about it, not only because it's new and it's safe for those who are riding in it and driving and going to pick up all the food, but also it speaks to the support of the Darien Foundation, as well as speaks to what Person to Person does in the community.
For more than 20 years, the Darien Foundation has been investing in Darien, offering our town's youth, emergency services, and community organizations an avenue to pursue innovation and excellence. Collaboration with you, the members of our community, has been vital to our mission. Thank you for supporting the Darien Foundation. We are building a better Darien together.
Celebrating and supporting Darien athletes. That is a simple mission of the Darien Athletic Foundation. Broadcasting live from the field, DAF Media covers 125 games a year. All Darien teams, our youth, in our town, on our fields. Fields like the Center Oval and Upper Oval turfs, the JV softball field, and Stadium East, the longest turf in New England, all made possible by the Darien Athletic Foundation and its generous founders and donors. The Darien Athletic Foundation is not just committed to building our town's athletic infrastructure, it's improving the civic infrastructure for everyone to enjoy. The multimedia scoreboard, the snack bar pavilion, and the stadium lights, a $750,000 investment that makes Darien High School just the second school in Connecticut with LED lights. The Darien Athletic Foundation board is made up of local parents who know just how quickly it goes by. Its archives of more than 60,000 photos capture those precious moments of our young athletes as they strive to be their very best. The Darien Athletic Foundation has raised almost $9.5 million for our town and its kids, and it's not stopping there.
We're back here in Darien, Connecticut for the second half in this boys lacrosse matchup between the Darien Blue Wave and the Greenwich Cardinals. Braden Shank and John Reynolds with you. So glad you could be with us as Greenwich will win the opening face-off as that one gets popped up pretty quick. Chase Gulick, the new face-off man for Darien after Ty Kaminsky had an impressive showing, and there's a quick goal for Darien's Holt Mathias. And it extends the lead to 11. Holt Mathias, his third of the afternoon, off of the assist, I believe, from O'Malley.
That putting Darien 1 goal away from running time.
That's something that could be a downfall to Greenwich in this one. 12 goals lead, running time. And Darien currently sits at the 11 mark. So the next goal will be a big one. As for seasons, Greenwich coming into today with a 4-game winning streak, taking down St. Joe's yesterday and Richfield on Saturday, as well as McMahon and West Hill. That win at Richfield, pretty impressive. Richfield, one of the top teams in the state, but both the Wave and the Cardinals have taken them down. And as for the schedule ahead, Greenwich tomorrow actually will be hosting Stanford. That's one thing that really we haven't seen before, is with the quarantine, teams are now scheduling games 3-4 times in a week, back to back to back. And it's something that's definitely been an adjustment for players and coaches. And the shot there from Minikis, trying to go low. As for Darien, they will take a day off, and then they will head to Norwalk on Friday, where they will meet the Norwalk Bears at Testa Field. And almost a shot there, the fake out. This is the only meeting between these teams this year. And as we mentioned, this was a matchup that was supposed to happen all the way back in April. I'm trying to remember the date on it. That was the date that these teams actually canceled, and Darien found a last-minute matchup with the Glastonbury Guardians, so they played instead, and we actually streamed that game on the DAF Media Network. So if you want to go back and rewatch that great performance from the Blue Wave. Now Greenwich with the ball.
Matt McGarren with great pressure here on number 20. Brian Collins for Greenwich.
And Greenwich still with the ball. And knocked out there from David Ivanchek, the long stick midfielder. And we'll find Jeremiah Stafford. Stafford, his sister Sadie, on the Darien girls varsity team.
Sadie with an integral goal this weekend when they played New Canaan to tie it up for them, sending them to overtime.
That was another exciting game. Darien, I believe, fell 9-8, or 10-9 actually in overtime. But Stafford, one of the key players for Coach Lisa Lindley and the girls, as both of their losses this year have come to New Canaan. And Darien moving the ball around. And trying to knock it away, and he does. Is Greenwich, and coming down the field now is Pillock. And the shot saved by Demopoulos. A nice save off of the stick of John Cataldo, the shot. And Demopoulos heading off to Brown in the fall makes the nice save. And lost there, but staying with it is James O'Malley. And a hit there, and the whistle will be blown, and a holding call will give Greenwich the ball. Greenwich still moving the ball around here in the third quarter in this one. Currently down by 11 to the Blue Wave. These teams have had some epic meetings in the past, including one of which being the 2014 FCAC Championship, where Darien won 11-6 over at McMahon High School. And Greenwich moving in. That will go out of bounds. Another thing that is somewhat noteworthy is back in 2015, Greenwich took down Darien 12-11 in overtime. That is the last time Darien has lost to a CIAC opponent in the regular season. Of course, the CIAC not including those New York or Brunswick schools. I believe the count on it is 54 consecutive games
in the regular season they've taken. And that's lost there. Also interesting to note, 2013 was the last time Darien lost at home here at Darien. Of course, Saturday they fell to Brunswick. So just showing the story program Coach B and his Darien team has built up. And that's in.
Goal by Matthew Minikis.
Minikis' 5th of the day. 15-3. Darien on the assist from Brady Picorni. And I believe that will bring us to the running time as we are in the 3rd quarter. You're watching the DAF Media Network, a joint venture between the Darien Athletic Foundation and the Darien Foundation. Our production crew today, all student volunteers, Davis Depp, Connor Sini, Ian McCarthy, and Ben Chulis, and of course our advisor, the great Damian Andrew. And Greenwich will get the ball. Greenwich, of course, one of many victims that really is a good lacrosse team, but just playing against Darien, just showing the outmatch that this Darien team gives any opponent. Greenwich coming in. And that's going to be a turnover there on the whistle. And Allegro will get it coming down the wing. And a flag is thrown. And it will be on Greenwich as the play will continue. In the case Darien does score, that penalty will stand, as we learned earlier in this one. Darien moving the ball around. Picorni gets it over to Minikis. Picorni once again with it. Tries to get over to Danny Lau. And that's now on the ground. And it looks like Will Clemens entered the game for Greenwich in net. The senior goaltender, replacing Charlie Zola. I believe that probably could have happened at the half. And Darien will get the ball. And as our camera operator, Davis Depp, pointing out, Darien also making a goalie change, bringing in the senior Sander Schuteboom. So Demopoulos and Zola are now out of the game. Both teams bringing on the number 2s. And the shot there, rifled out of bounds from Finn Picorni. Schuteboom, a very talented goalie for many teams, would be a starter. Has seen some good amount of playing time this year. Saw some minutes against New Canaan, as that was Connor O'Malley going up for a potential pass and shoot, and the overpass.
Sander going off to Wake Forest in the fall.
And Greenwich moving the ball around.
It's a save by Sander.
And Schuteboom will pick it up.
My apologies, just noticed Sander Sherbourne will go there at number 33.
And Schuteboom comes off the bench, makes the first save he gets. Greenwich now moving the ball around, looking to cut down on a big Darien lead in this one. Greenwich with the ball. And the shot just high off the stick of Quinn Warwick. Already 1 goal in this one, was looking for his 2nd.
You're going to see Brian Collins walking it in at X for the Cardinals.
Collins, a sophomore attack, loses it there, and it will be given to Darien. Darien will be going to Norwalk. Actually, the game's tomorrow. They're going to Norwalk, and then Saturday they got a big game back here at home against the Wilton Warriors. That game can be seen on the DAF Media Network at 3 o'clock. And the next Saturday, just as important of a game, they head up to Rafferty Stadium at Fairfield University as they'll take on the Fairfield Prep Jesuits. The date on that being the 15th. And Darien with the ball in this one. Of course, one of the downfalls of COVID here in this season is that Darien can't play teams out of state, including St. Anthony's, Manhasset. Picorni with the move, and the shot, and that is in. Brady Picorni, another magnificent goal, extends the Darien lead to 13. Picorni's third of the afternoon. That is, it doesn't extend his streak as he scored earlier to extend his streak, but he scored in every goal, or he scored in every game this year. Truly an outstanding player in Brady Picorni.
Amazing to see out of a freshman. Coach B says before all seasons when we have our meeting that, don't expect to start as a freshman. It never really happens, and, he's the exception, as we can see from his record this year.
It's also interesting when you look at both the boys and girls team, they are very spread out with all grade levels being represented and not being like traditional varsity teams, senior and junior heavy. Something that both Coach B and Coach Lindley do a great job of, and it's really added to their success in recent years. Greenwich with the ball in this one as we're nearing the end in the third quarter. Wesley Zolan with it. Moving towards the net, takes a shot just wide. That will go out of bounds.
Great defense from Christian Allegro. With Darien possession.
Something that's really hurt Greenwich in this one is the fact that they can't beat that Darien defense, and they haven't been getting that many shots off. And just a great job by Jamison Moore and the entire Blue Wave defense. And the shot there, saved by Clemens. As we mentioned, Will Clemens entering the game for the Cardinals, senior backup goalie behind Charlie Zola.
It's going to be Darien possession with Brady Picorni. We're going to show about 20 seconds left on the clock here. With the goal. Goal from Riley Strube, I believe.
Goal, Darien.
Strube with the goal as the flag was thrown. And the goal will stand, as that will take us to the end of the third quarter. In this one, the late goal by Riley Strube makes the lead 17-3. Darien leads on the Greenwich Cardinals. We'll be back for fourth quarter action on the DAF Media Network.
Most youth hockey players dream of one day playing in the NHL. For Darien native Spencer Knight, that dream recently became a reality. Knight, one of the top goalie prospects in the world, made his NHL debut April 20th for the Florida Panthers. He had 33 saves in a 5-1 win. Knight's dream began in the Darien Youth Hockey League, where he quickly established himself as a standout in net. For the past 2 seasons, Spencer has been the starting goalie for the Boston College Eagles. In January of 2021, Knight led the United States junior hockey team to a championship at Junior Worlds. DAF Media would like to congratulate Darien's own Spencer Knight on making his dream come true.
We are back here on this cloudy day in Darien, Connecticut for the start of the fourth quarter between the Blue Wave and the Greenwich Cardinals. As we saw just before the quarter broke, Riley Strube put home the goal to extend the Darien lead. And I believe you could be seeing the graphic right now of Riley Strube, provided by our great graphics operator, Ian McCarthy. And our entire DAF Media production crew today, Davis Depp, Connor Sini, Ian McCarthy, and Ben White Shoeless. Our advisor, of course, Damian Andrew, doing a fabulous job bringing you all the sights and sounds in this one. As Greenwich takes the opening draw in this one.
Riley Strube, the youngest of three. Tanner and Tyler, both older Strubes. They are Darien Lacrosse alumni here. Tyler playing at UMass.
That ball will go out of bounds. One of the many DHS alumni families to come through Coach Braymeyer. Greenwich with the ball.
Oliver Bolton with the defense.
That was Brian Collins looking for a no-looker pass. Greenwich will stay with the ball. And lost there. Careless error from Jack Cook gives the ball.
Picked up by Joe Caesar, showing the strength of our short stick defenders here today, and the goal.
Joe Caesar, an absolutely beautiful job getting the ball, knocking it out of the stick, putting the shot up, and giving Darien their 18th goal of the afternoon. Caesar's second and his 9th on the season. We'll go back to the face-off circle. Chase Gulak will meet Quinn Warwick of Greenwich.
Gulak back out on face-offs for Darien. Quinn Warwick for Greenwich.
Greenwich, a team that was very successful back in the 2010s. Around there, they won 2 FCAC championships in 2010 and 2007, including a SEAC title back in 2014. As for their recent success, kind of struggling. They went 8-7 last year, quarterfinalists in the FCAC, and first-round exits in the SEAC tournament. As
Greenwich headed by Bobby Lutz. This is his 6th season as a coach. Before that, he coached at Darien.
8 seasons with Jeff Braymeyer, so I got to assume there's some relationship there. And after that, he went over to coach at his alma mater in New Canaan and did some time in Stanford. He's been around the FCAC. The shot, and that's in. The goal from James Pillock, the junior, gives Greenwich their 4th. And the 5-9 attack will put in a goal.
Greenwich goal, James Pilk.
James Pilk also plays basketball for Greenwich. Greenwich's new basketball coach, I don't think we've mentioned it, Todd Trimmer. His son Matthew on this team, former Darien High School basketball coach. The Cardinals, I believe, had a pretty good season on the hardwood.
We're going to see Drew Amersakis on the wing. He at LSM. Drew's going to be playing at Vassar next year, Lacrosse, and this is his 2nd year on Varsity.
Flag will be thrown. And there's going to be a holding penalty. On Chase Gulick. So off the face-off, it's the holding, and Greenwich will have a man up. So for the next minute, Greenwich has the attacking advantage. Moving the ball around. They're chasing their 5th goal this afternoon. And wide open, the shot, that is in. Brian Collins, a nice look for him, wide open. The man-up opportunity for Greenwich left him open, and Greenwich puts up their 5th of the afternoon.
Greenwich goal, Brian Collins.
Collins, a sophomore, had mainly an assist guide. 2 assists in Saturday's win over Richfield, as well as 2 assists versus Fairfield Prep earlier this season. But he's getting himself in the goal column tonight. And Gulick wins the face-off. Knocked to the ground is Brad Traeger. The whistles will stop play for...
It's going to be a push on Greenwich. Darien ball here at the corner.
Darien moving the ball around. Patrick Thurlow, junior, entering the game. as well as Brennan Moore, a sophomore. So Darien bringing in some of the lower classmen, as well as Riley Strube staying out there, with Thomas Traeger entering the game. Another weapon Darien's used all season is really any guy on that sideline can score a goal. I believe they've had 20-plus guys score a goal so far in this season, so it always keeps the defense on their toes.
I was just going to say, it's just how well Darien cultivates the talent here from such a young age, and utilizing even the the lower classmen in a game like this. Greenwich is a very strong team, beating Ridgefield. But they're using a variety of players to show that we're not just top heavy. It's our whole sideline here could go in the game if they needed to and perform.
I also got to assume for the coaching staff, it's a way to see who will be leading your team in the next couple of years and seeing what talent you can kind of find now, as Darien has the ball with the running clock in this one. Stephen Picorni passes it over Thomas Traeger. Brennan Moore. Darien, lower classmen here. Still with a lot of skills themselves. The shot there, saved by Clemens. Now Clemens will come out of his crease, pass it upfield to Chris Cataldo, one of the senior captains for
Greenwich.
Greenwich.
A fast break down here.
The shot, and that is in. Number 13, John Cataldo, puts home a goal for Greenwich. I believe off an assist from his brother, Chris. And Greenwich now cutting the lead down to 18-6. And now at a 12-goal deficit. The clock will remain to run as we're back in the face-off circle.
This is the point of the game. Even though when you think we have such a big lead, this is what Darien does so well, that they give it their A game all the way through here, and you can see that with a strong show of force here off the face-off due to that last goal.
Still on the ground, a lot of action for it. And Darien will finally get it. Riley Strube. Darien moving the ball around as Briggs McGuckin enters the game, a freshman, one of the more recent call-ups from JV. She might be from freshman. Briggs McGuckin scored yesterday versus Fairfield Ward. Moore loses it. And still on the ground. Still on the ground. This ball's rolling around. Finally, Greenwich will pick the ground ball up.
Flag down. Seemingly on Riley Strube.
So the flag comes out. The penalty will be called.
It's going to put Greenwich in a man-up position here.
And Riley Strube will go on the penalty. As with that penalty, Sander Schuteboom will exit the game for Cam Weibel. It's another familiar story for Darien, bringing in all three of their goaltenders, starting with Demopoulos, moving over to Schuteboom, and then closing it out with Cam Weibel. Weibel, I got to assume, will be the starter in net, with both Schuteboom and Demopoulos graduating this spring. So it's always good to get him some minutes versus the top FCAC teams. As off the deflection, Darien gets it, centers it.
Junior Brian Martin clearing the ball. It's going to be passed to Alec Medwar.
Medbor with it, passes it over to Brennan Moore. As we're now under 2 minutes in this one. Another strong showing for the Blue Wave with 18 goals. The leader being Matthew Minikis with 5. Darien most likely going to run the clock off. We may see a shot, though.
Riley Strube dodging for Max.
And pass there could be bad, but a nice recovery from Patrick Thurlow. Thurlow, another hockey player who duels as a lacrosse player in the spring. And Strube now with it at the X. Trying to break from his defender. The shot, and that is in. Riley Strube with another one. Makes it a 19-6 lead. I believe Strube's second of the afternoon.
I see Chase Gulick here out at the face-off. The new face on the wing at LSM, Grafton Eli, sophomore LSM.
Eli, a hockey player, missed most of the season with injury. It's good to see him back on the lacrosse field as the clock will continue to run. Darien bringing it in.
One last possession here for
That's
the Wave,
it.
and it's good.
Brad Traeger with a nice assist, or Brad Traeger with the goal. And the teams will walk over to their goalies, as that most likely will be the end. Just a strong showing from Darien. John, what did you see in this one?
You know, it's another example. It's Darien lacrosse. They played good, solid, not messy lacrosse, utilizing their, majority of their sideline today, showing that we have depth, and they're eager to get out here after losing last season and losing to Brunswick in overtime. They're not going anywhere, and toppling over this Greenwich team tonight after Greenwich beating Ridgefield. Just shows we're out here to win it, and we're out here to prove our reputation that we've had for so many years here.
Your final score tonight, Darien 20 goals, Greenwich 6. I'm going to give a huge shout out to our production crew doing a terrific job in this one, bringing you all the sights and sounds. Davis Depp, Connor Cini, Ian McCarthy, our director Ben Wychulis, and our DAF Media advisor Damian Andrew. John, thank you for coming on the broadcast.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
I believe your DAF Media debut on announcing.
That is true. That is true. Hopefully I did well. And you are one of the you did amazing tonight here with one of the most informed people I know. So it was a pleasure.
So for our entire DAF Media production crew, John Reynolds, I've been Braden Schenk. Thanks for watching.
Have a good night.